Hey, it's your boy Neptune the Goon, and I'm back at y'all with another Say Less Moments reaction. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for everybody that like. Thank you for everybody that hit that notification bell, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother Ski, man. I've been busy the last 2 days, so I ain't been working, but I've been working. You feel me? But what ran across my table today, this Rolling Hundred with Rap News, Street TV, whatever you call itself, gang. You feel me? So I wanted to shed some light on me being around when the Rolling Hundreds had that 100 Days, 100 Nights, gang. I was around, gang. Tunchi 5, as you can see right here, the boy Tunchi 5, he was going at it with what's old boy from Hoover name, Treyway 6K. You feel me? But like I said, that's Lil Munchie era. You feel me? That's Munchie B, the B team. The B team. On Bloods. That's the B team age. And they still talking big shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm OG, Brodusky. Ain't no back and forth. If Tunchi was around at my age, we just gonna say less on all that. But I was around when 100 Days, 100 Nights started. So when I told my lawyer I was going to talk about this story, he said don't put no dates and time on it, but say what you say. So when the 100 Days, 100 Nights started, I seen a nigga get gunned down. And I was over there at the Louisiana Chicken on Manchester and what is that? Manchester and Normandy. And I was there with a little broad, a little big booty bitch, right? Like real big. I used to tell her she got more ass than anybody for the next 10 blocks. Like that's a fact. Her name is Kim, to put a name on it. And that's a fact, nigga. Cause I'm like that, nigga. So anyway, Brodusky, we was pulling up. Like we was at the light. And we didn't turn in. We was coming from Inglewood. You feel me? So, like, you gotta bust a left, and you gotta hit the double yellow line divider. I told her to go in there. She wanna go to the light and do the right thing, like Spike Lee. You feel me? But bras always be the reason why. You feel me? Because they always tell you a better way until you can get clapped down. Then, oh my God, why this happened to him? Yeah, bitch, because I told you to turn this way, bitch, and you went the other way, bitch. Fuck you crying for? I told you to go this way, bitch. Like, come on, man. All they be thinking about is food. They don't think about your life, the kids. They think about right now, the food, and anything next. They don't care about who looking for you, what you did last week, who know your face, how many niggas you done popped around there. No, and that be every real nigga downfall. Listening to that bitch. Always listening to that bitch that ain't even in your lifestyle, but you gonna listen to that bitch. You trying to fuck. You feel me? So, Say Less Moments TV. So, like I said, I seen a nigga get gunned down across the street in that little ass shopping center. Like, it was like a little ice cream place up in there. I seen a nigga run up under a car and all that. So, I don't know if that was old boy KP or I don't know. But I seen a nigga get ran down. And we was there. And that's a fact. Say Less Moments TV. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. We gonna get into rap street news. Like he be busting down that information, you know what I mean? But I see why niggas don't show their faces, cause they be really low key with the but if you a civilian, you could blah, 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 when you with the you know what I mean? Say Less Moments TV, Neptune the Goon. Like, comment, subscribe. God damn.
Rap News Street Conversation, best hood channel on YouTube, and we back in them gunning hundreds. About to speak on some hoods that's really blew up within the last decade in the city.
Move your big ass out the way.
Out of this section.
I didn't tell you to get all big like that. You should have stayed a puppy. Get your big ass out the way.
We also got really one of the only active neighborhood on neighborhood crip wars going up in the city right now. But one of the key things that a lot of people may not know about the Hunters is it's not like every other rolling old hood in the city. It's a collective of multiple different sets. But right now it's really fractured with the beef that's going on inside of these hoods. Now, Rolling Hunters, like I said, in the last decade, they really exploded, especially with the 100 Days, 100 Nights coming out this Westmont area. But let's break down the hoods that's making up the Hunters. Now, Century is going to be the border to the Hunters, of course, going all the way down to the 105. only a couple blocks away from SoFi Stadium, the new Clipper Stadium.
That's where I'm at.
This is where it's cracking.
That's where I'm at, SoFi Stadium.
That's a part of the Hunters is the neighborhood 104 hard time Hunters.
This would be my worst and Munchie B worst enemies.
And I say neighborhood because they do push the NH, but they are still Hustler Crips. Now 104 is going to be cool with the 8/8 on the east side, but the 8/8 of course are not going to be part of the Hunters, and they're not a part of the neighborhood car. But the Hard Times main spot is going to be in these apartments off Van Ness and Century. And of course down Ruth Devlin and Gramercy as well.
Just to let you know,
Cross Western
this nigga tell it.
With the block. So we got two different block hoods. We got 113 block and 107 block.
I'm sliding through the hoochies. If I see them, I'm jumping up. My mind on the mid, I don't know what they be talking about. My niggas trying to kill for that, though we gon' talk about. All gas, no break shit, that much wanna hate shit. Now back to the basics, tuck at your face, bitch. Fucking up fake shit, don't gotta not take it. Blue fame is the game, bitch, we stay on some gang shit.
Now the main street that's really being pushed over here is 108, which is Blue Flame Gang or Fleazy Gang. They over here off 108th and Western, but of course you got 113th and Dinker, 107th and Dinker, but 107th is also going to be a main spot for another hood inside of the Hunters, UG Crip.
It's some fly right here though. Yeah, they ain't been on shit too much over here, shit, nigga. Other than that, bro, shit, niggas play their part, everybody got their part over here.
Now UG is also known as UGBC, Underground Block Crip. Now technically, it's
in the hood we call him U-Mob.
Tight knit with the blocks. So this is
in the hood we call him U-Mob. He a square nigga.
Crip together, and they main blocks are 103rd, 105th, 106th, and like I said, 107th. Now 105th is probably their main street right now on the one way, but all through them blocks between Dinker and Normandy is gonna be the UGs. Now, on top of them is the Bud Long Gangsta Crips.
You walk down the street, you got the 10-5s, you feel me? Them homies, niggas safe all through that area. It's Honey Crip. You know what I'm saying? Nigga get 2 more guns down, you got the snooze all through there. Damn Bud Long your shit. Nigga can't with that shit. Nigga kill all that. We push that shit back. You feel me? Now they coming over here with the 11 dudes, trying to get their little bullshit in. But the block still smashing that bitch ass. All the 100 Crips still smashing that bitch ass. Them niggas just pushing. They pushing. They just the go, cuz. This is bad wrong gangsters. They moving, cuz. They moving. They just get down there with the hands and they hit it. They with this.
Now, Bud Long is one of many GC hoods that's not a traditional gangster crib hood, pushing that gangsters movement. They're a part of the Rolling Hunters and they tight-knit with the neighborhood Hard Times and with them UGs and blocks, which of course means that they're going to share the same enemies, one of which is the Gangster Crips, which we're going to get to. But 2 other large sections that's always been known to be a part of the Hunters is Neighborhood 111 and Neighborhood 11-5 Crip.
Baby slick when you left me in the hood, stomped down to the ground.
The way my dead homies affected me is where, you know what I'm saying, I feel as though we shouldn't get along with nobody, you know what I'm saying? How, you know what I'm saying, you go peace with a nigga who smoked one of your homeboys, you know what I'm saying?
Real shit. Munchie B and Bosco. What the fuck you niggas on, nigga? Peace treaty. Nigga, just stay away from each other. Ain't no peace, nigga. This nigga's in the dirt, nigga.
Especially if you're not really up on what's going on in the city. Dub C is out of the 111, so that's what people really hear about the 111s the most, especially dudes out of town. But also the 11-5s are really going to be clicked up with the 111s right across Imperial. But again, these are 2 neighborhood Crip sets, a part of the Hunters. And this section right here.
Let me let y'all know, Neptune the Goon. Dub C used to come through Queen Street when he was with the West Side Connection. Dub C be in a low rider, Mac 10 was in a low rider, and I ain't really never seen Ice Cube. But yeah, on the gang, nigga. On the gang, nigga. I was like 15, 16 on the gang, nigga. They was coming through Queen Street, eucalyptus, nigga. Hitting lowriders, hitting switches. That's why I became from the hood, nigga. Straight like that, nigga. Come on, man. If you see your big homie from your hood, Mac 10, on the radio, on BET Countdown, in the hood, even my dad, he was from Oklahoma City. He was a Haitian. My mama came from Oklahoma City Reservation. She's an Indian. She met my dad in high school. Then they had both good jobs and moved to Cali to the Jays. That's how I ended up going to Inglewood. My dad moved to Oklahoma, moved to the Jays, had an airplane job at Boeing, ended up being supervisor. My dad moved to the LAX. What's next to the LAX? Inglewood. Why did I go to Inglewood? I don't know. My dad wanted to be close by his job. But what I can say, I was the only YG in the hood that had a house. Besides big homies in the hood that had a house. I don't know nobody from the hood that's around the hood, been in the hood, that's from the hood, that had a house. All you niggas was in the apartments. All you niggas from Queen Street used to be at OG Neptune, the goon house, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Facts, nigga.
Sides of Western is where the problems arise in the hundreds. Where you have the blocks and the UGs beefing with these 111s and 11.5s. So Western and Imperial is where the rolling hundreds divide. But we're going to speak on the origins of the beef between the blocks and the neighborhood 111.5s as we continue the video. And then west of Van Ness from the 11.5s, you got the Watergates. They're technically a part of the hundreds, but their hood isn't as active as they
I never ran into a Watergate my whole life.
But they haven't been.
The only ones I ran into was in Santa Ana.
But some key people that we see in the city from these sections, of course, from Hard Time to Snoopy Harvard, from UG, Cool Corleone, Jay Reddy, Thirsty O, from 108 Block, Tunchi, Flame Gang, Uzi, and then Dino is going to be associated with the blocks, and Draco is also going to have associations over here with the blocks, which is why we see Ralphie hanging with the UGs and the blocks.
City with a rich bitch. She ain't talking to me, I'm stitch lip. I'm a maid, nigga, bitch built. Flip pot to cookie, try to sit still.
Now, at one point in time, the Raymonds were a part of the Hunters, but they not pushing Rolling Hunters anymore, even though for sure they're rocking with the neighborhood crib car. They're not going to be with the Rollers. Now, the key thing about the blocks is they really going to be around since the genesis of cripping, where it said that Tookie and Raymond Washington will both make appearances over here on 113th and Dinker to kick it, which is how this street got its name, the block, with being the hangout spot for a lot of reputable members at that time in the early 70s. Now it's said that 113 block formed in 73, 107 formed in about 74, 75. And they used to push neighborhood block crip because of their alliance with
Yeah, I'm an old nigga. I ain't never heard of that. He might got his info right. I don't know. I ain't cripping.
And things kind of was going up and down with the 111s and 11.5s. The blocks gravitated more towards the UGs across Dinker. But it's also said that the UGs was one of the biggest hoods on the west side, going all the way up to Florence and Normandy. Now we know this is A-Tray Gangsta Crip territory now, but the UGs at that time were basically as big as the A-Trays are now, stretching 30, 40 blocks.
Damn, I never heard of that.
The UGs are really confined from 103rd to 108th between Dinker and Normandy. But all these hoods over here are extremely active. That's one thing you gotta understand, no matter the size of this territory. Now, something else we've been seeing with the block crib.
Nigga, I be getting active. Like, nigga, what the fuck he talking about?
Could be forming, called Backdoor Everything Block Crib.
Niggas speaking on my block, but they spinning. Back though, I'm with the same niggas who I'm into it. Niggas weird, get the fuck from around me on pretending shit. I catch the body broad day, yeah, innocent, yeah. Free my niggas since little kids, we been killing shit.
Now, it's said that this hood is over here in Hawthorne between Rosecrans and 136. But I've been over there and everything seems to still be Hawthorne Lil Watts hood. I don't see any concrete evidence that a block crib set is over here. But nonetheless, these dudes are repping it. You got some rappers that's coming out of here, Asian Man, J Bell, Baby 8, Lil E. And these dudes have said to have been sanctioned by the Hunters and the 30s. And you can see the influence coming out of the Hunters by adding this block crib name on it. Now, I don't know if this situation gonna last. I've seen a couple of these members are from other sets. One of them being Venice Showline Crib. Now, the thing with Venice Showline and a few other hoods throughout the city, the Showline hood is kind of ducked off. So the membership with Show Lines is really homegrown. Like, you're not just gonna find your way randomly at Oakwood Park. So with that being said, they one of them hoods that got like a militant movement about themselves. So I don't really see them getting behind having their young homies pushing another hood, especially Block Crip. Now, one thing the Show Lines push the Deuce, they push the Far West, but they're the furthest thing from neighborhood Crips. So I can honestly see them shutting that down in their section with some dudes trying to claim BDE that's already been put on the show line. I can see that causing friction in this area. Now, the thing is, the 30s is cool with show line, and like I said, some members from Backdoor Everything are said to be from Harlem as well. So, you know, this could be like a little click phase that dudes is going through the Block Crip on it because they hanging in the hundreds too. I can't say for sure that BDE
all I hear is a whole lot of clicking up like the A-Trays and the IFs, nigga. That's all I hear is a whole lot of clicking up, nigga. Nigga, I'm from the gang to where we don't click up with nothing, nigga. We gone, nigga. And we gone together, nigga. Like, period, nigga.
Even though, like I said,
ain't no clicking up, nigga. I don't know them niggas, nigga.
Neighborhood Crip beef in the city. And another hood that we've seen kind of pop up in recent years over here in this Westmont area is Pimp Town. So Pimp Town is not really a part of the hood.
Never heard of it.
But they are going to be close with the blocks.
If a nigga told me I need county jail, really you know how they say, never heard of it, nigga. Nigga go get that, nigga. I think you made that hood up, nigga.
Block Crip.
Yeah, the Blood 4 Extra, Neptune Lagoon. That's me. Never heard of it, nigga.
Just north of the Raymonds and west of the Denver Lanes. They're also a new set, but they are going to be tied in with the blocks regardless. I would say Pimp Town has a lot more room for growth compared to BDE, especially when it comes to this Block Crip.
Pimp Town.
Territory-wise.
Pimp Town Crip? Come on, man. I wouldn't even take you serious, blood. The dead homies would get it off the back, nigga.
Shotguns, they would also be beefing heavily with Hawthorne Lil Watts, which would probably drag the other blocks and the other hunters down to Hawthorne to take part in that war as well. And really right now they on their own island, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to rock with any other gangster Crips, 11-8, Mad Ass Gangsters, or Hawthorne Thug Family. And with Pimp Town being right next to the blocks in the hunters, I think they will be able to thrive and benefit more when it comes to beef. But one thing that turned the world on to the hunters, especially UG and Block, was 100 Days, 100 Nights in 2015.
Shot a gun so the dude can't pop me. First in the field, we be starting with Rockets. So Birdie got hit up in his face, put the gangs on him. Baby third starting with 84, she got a name on it. Birdie get the chicken off the prairie, 19 face. Birdie in the field, I'm in the field, we going crazy. Let me hook the blick, it ain't no devil, he gon' spread. Somebody cookie around, she bought the car before I blaze.
Now what really jumped off when KP from Block, Kenneth Peavy, was gunned down in his hood on 109th. Now, this is when they said that it started. And for everybody that's not familiar with 100 Days and 100 Nights, it was really these UGs and Blocks in the 100s.
He was running up under that car.
Going at it with the Hoovers.
Yep.
And the gangsters.
He got up under that car.
Was supposed to last.
Them niggas sprayed that nigga down. He tried to slide up under that whip.
But the key thing is, 2015 alone was an extremely deadly year.
I remember that.
And honestly,
the homie showed me that when he was running around.
Started before KP
was like, damn, Bud. Like, Bud was trying to get away from something. He got up under the car.
Rewinding the clock back to March 2015, the UGs was getting cracked. So on March 12th, on 105th, the one-way, Bill Shepard, a.k.a. $100 Bill, who was a factor in this section, a reputable member, Infant Toon, Baby Hound, and other members from UG, Quincy Jefferson and Cleo Steele, was all on the 105th when Toon and Hound pulled up and said they seen somebody by the name Cleveland Ross on Century and Hoover at the AutoZone. Now, Ross was a reputable dude from Hoover, and everybody knows Century's going to be a big street for the H-Gang. But the Hoover hoods that border this block section is going to be 107 and 11 Deuce, but the 9 Deuces is not going to be far as well. That Century and Hoover is really going to be the borderline between the 107s and the 9 Deuces. But either way, Cleveland Ross Jr. was at the AutoZone with his pops, fixing his BMW car battery. He was spotted, and these dudes hopped in the Caravan, rolled 3 cars deep down Century to this AutoZone. Now, Toon was in the whip with Jefferson, the lead car. Another member from UG named Johnny Johnson hopped into his whip with Steele, and they had another homie telling them to the AutoZone. Now, they circled the AutoZone. Jefferson said he seen Ross putting the battery in, trying to start his car. And this is when he jumps out with a 357 and shoots Ross Jr. at least 7 times. Now it's said after this, they slid back to 105th, where surveillance cameras and cell phone towers had tapped them. But this was in March. They were still cool until June. So June 10th come around, still 2015.
And you know that's Juneteenth.
KP
That's
killed on
Juneteenth
100th
month.
night.
That's Juneteenth month.
That
They
4
tore up the
dudes
biddy.
Suspected to be from Hoover.
They tore up the
88th
biddy.
in Vermont. Michael Washington, Michael Baptist, Lorel Williams, and Kevin Carr.
They
was
tore
at
up the
Monarch
biddy.
Liquor Store,
Juneteenth
really
month.
on the border of ETG and 9 Deuce Hoover. But of course, the UGs are beefing with both A-Trey and 9 Deuce. But really, those are the only 2 hoods that are going to be over here by 88. We know that's a main spot for the Hoovers. So it said that Michael Baptist pulls up to the liquor store in the Dodge Dart. He goes in to get some cigarettes. Michael Washington get out to go holler at somebody from across the street. When Baptist got back in the car,
I ain't gonna lie,
he
man.
seen 3 dudes in the whip
Only
that he
squares can
recognized
tell this
wasn't from
story.
their section.
Because this is telling.
And he was trying to get up out of there. But at this time, that's when these dudes in that car started letting off. And when he tried to reverse, a Chevy Malibu had blocked him in. So a bullet hit him in his leg and twice in his back. And he said somebody got so close that he heard him say, "You next," before he was shot in the mouth. But at this time, he was able to see Michael Washington, who again had hopped out the car to go holler at somebody. He was staggering across the street and ended up dying from multiple gunshot wounds. And the female that was at the bus stop also got hit. 5 people was hit in total. But Michael Washington is the only one that died. Now, at this time, they had a bunch of dudes from UG.
That's casualties award. That's what we call casualties award.
Was said to have
That's
made
what you call
statements
wrong place,
while he
wrong
was
time.
still under anesthesia, and pointed out one of the members from UG. Now, you know, this is a wobbler. You know how they play
that's
games.
snitching.
You sitting there drugged up off a couple shots, and they point your finger to somebody. I'm not saying that's what happened, but when Kevin Carr woke up, he said he didn't remember pointing nobody out. But the dude in the white Malibu that blocked their car in, Patrick Bell, he was from UG, and he was cousins with Cleo Steele. Mind you, Steele was on both of these hits from March and June. Patrick Bell ended up flipping for a plea bargain and gave a testimony against Cleo Steele. And Jefferson, the one who hopped out on Cleveland with the 357, he ended up snitching on Steele for a plea agreement as well. And Dollar Bill, who was on the 5 with these dudes before they killed Ross at the AutoZone, he lost his life over here on 107th only a couple years after these events by those apartments between Dinker and Western. But in all, these 2 events happened before KP was murdered. The UGs looking to take down some Hoovers, and on July 17, 2015, KP was the target of a chase.
I don't see how a square nigga could just say Snoop.
Presumably,
how did he just diss like he from there? I don't understand.
12:45 in the morning on Friday.
This nigga
July
just dissed they hood.
2015, when a car rolled down the street with someone inside shooting at Kenneth Peavy.
Comes into view and then out of view of the camera right here. And then following him, we see the first suspect, gun in hand, chasing him as well. Once the suspect is just out of view of the camera, you'll see some muzzle flashes from the gun. And then that suspect takes off running back down the driveway this way. The second suspect runs in as well. You actually see him holding the gun and firing 2 rounds. And then he also runs back down this driveway.
Now, in this whole year, before and after 100 Days, 100 Nights, there was 87 homicides that happened between this Westmont and Hoover area, and they surrounded entities. So 2015 was for sure a cracking year. Hell Dog from 98 Maine also died. That was before 100 Days, 100 Nights. But again, that situation was up before July. 2015 is also when J Hood caught his homicide. We may talk about this, J Hood.
Dale Dog from Main Street is a major factor from Main Street. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm old enough to say I had beef with him. I got beef with him so much, I got beef with his brothers to this day. And when they see me, they pull up. When I pull up, they get behind that church gate on West Side Foes, nigga. Ice Mike, yeah, put a name on it. When I pull up at that church, yeah, He get to getting behind the deacons, ministers, and all that. You want to know? His church name is the Wrecking Crew on Imperial in Avalon. Yeah, nigga. Dale Dog brother with the glass house behind his church. Whenever you see a Maserati, the white one, or you see a white Jeep Cherokee, yeah, when you want to go slide on them, that's where the church niggas be at. AKA gang members that did all the dirt. Now they tell your mama and your granny they pastors. Yeah, that's them. Dale Dog's brothers. And I was looking for Dale Dog when he got murk gang by his folks. Then I was so hot, I started pulling up on his brothers. I slapped his little brother that be fixing cars and shit in front of the church. On the dead homies, I slapped that nigga while he was fixing church people cars, nigga. And then I pulled up on Ice Mike twice, nigga. And since he didn't want to fade, I came to his service. On the dead homies asking about Neptune the Goon, nigga. I'm a real nigga. They got pulled up on Dale Dog brother church, nigga, cause I was so hot. I hollered at Ice Mike. He talking about I'm a bishop now. On West Side foes, nigga. Got it behind the gate. Got blood niggas and crip niggas with straps try to, you know. So I was like, alright, for sure that. You don't want to catch that fade? Let me put the blicky up. And let me go ahead and throw these ones. Cause all these kids is coming out of church right now. On West Side foes, nigga. I threw 301s, nigga. Ask the church. I didn't put it in no offering plate. I heard enough. We're going to do a part 2 of this. Say Less Moments TV. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, because this video already too long. I'm Neptune the Goon. I done pulled up on everything. And that's on the game. Say Less Moments TV. Like, comment, subscribe. Instagram, BEE.HUSTLE. And I'm for sure, like, Bosco can't do this. Bosco cannot do this. I don't even think he allowed in the hood. Because if I see him in the hood, say less.